Why do I have a feeling this is going to happen regardless of the storyline?
Where? Let's hold off on the weapons for now, okay? Probably... Huh? What are you doing here, Claude? Not sure okay is the word I'd go with. Dimitri and I got sucked into some weird magic vortex.
One of your making, I can only presume.
When we came to, we were...
I take it you don't remember what you changed. Attempted to strike us. You came to and fled not long.
I guess that kinda rings. The last thing I remember is Arval telling me to slay the Ashen Demon. At least, I think it was Arval. Arval? The voice in my head. We've known each other for a few years now. Pretty out there, right? This is why I never mentioned it.
And you claim this Arval suddenly decided to turn on you.
I know how it sounds. Yeah, there are two things I can say for sure. The first is that Arval's magic is what dragged us all in here. And the second is that no one's in my head anymore.
What? How can you be sure?
Because I don't feel them. At least not in my mind. Arval's somewhere else now. Somewhere distant. Well, that's vague. How are we supposed to make heads or tails of any of it?
At the very least, I believe your account well enough to say you are no longer a threat to us.
Right. We can save all that metaphysics stuff for some other time. Anyhow, you wouldn't happen to know a way out of this dark, void place, would you? About that. I know I said distant, but Arval's definitely here with us, so if we can find them and figure out what magic they used on us, we might just be able to escape. You sure are optimistic for someone who's surrounded by horrible nothing.
Isn't as though we have any alternative. We should take a look around.
So I'm guessing Claude after this is just going to fucking fuck off, essentially.
Oh boy. Dimitri, what did you find?
So you were dragged in here as well, Eva. Are you alright?
What are you doing here? Where am I?
Not sure ourselves. But we have no intention of fighting.
We? Who else is here with you?
Why'd you run off like that, Dimitri?
It seems much has transpired without my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think any of us really know what's going on yet. By the way, Ilgard, you look pretty different from the last time I saw you. Did something happen to you?
The last time? When was that? It seems I have a fair number of gaps in my memory. The most recent thing I can remember is you and I were squaring off, Dimitri, when Talis appeared and cast some dark magic on me.
That was over 6 moons ago. If I have Fenya's word as anything to go by, I've been serving as Duke Ayer's puppet ever since. Not only that, Duke Ayer himself was under the nefarious control of Talis.
6 months? And tell me, what of the Empire? I can't believe I have to direct such a question to you two, of all people.
Adrestia changed big time after the Battle of Arya Road against the King. Your lands have been ravaged. Your military has lost all discipline. And Lester and Fargus have since joined hands to put an end to the Empire's brutality. You're actually catching us right in the middle of the climactic fight.
After we routed the Imperial army in the Valley of Torment, you fled, escaping with Duke Ayer. Once we put an end to him, we turned our gaze toward finding you. Caught up in some bizarre magic, which brought us here.
That was all rather painful to hear, but I thank you for the explanation. I'm not sure how exactly Talis is manipulating me, but he is clearly doing so to steer the Empire toward his own desires. In the past, he took over the body of my uncle, Lord Arundel, and snatched the reins of Adrestia as its regent.
Oh my god.
They're body jumpers.
Grandest, most
That's what the Slither in the Dark are.
You're body jumpers.
True then. Lord Arundel was actually Talis.
You've got to help us get out of here, Edelgard.
I would be glad to. Once you inform me further about it, I've been, in essence, asleep the last half a year.
Yes. I suppose we can afford a short break. To bring you up to speed,
Saharas.
Yeah.
Yes.
what do you hope to accomplish once this war is over, Claude?
Why? Where to have some nasty plot up my sleeve? Well, I don't. Although I doubt you're gonna like what I do after. I'm just gonna come out and say it. After the war, I I'm going to abolish the central church and depose the archbishop. The people of Fodland have been shackled by this decrepit system for too long.
You're going to do away with the church?
That's right. Think about it. Who steals your freedom and gives you an endless list of duties and obligations simply because you have a credit? Who forces you and your friends into a bunch of unwanted marriages and positions of power? The church even forbids any official contact with outside regions. Not exactly great for Fargus, right? Being as close to Serang and Albinia as you are.
But to be clear, your issue is with the church, yet not with Fargus itself.
Exactly. We have nothing to gain by fighting. And really, our enemy isn't the actual church so much as the people at the top who make all the decisions.
I understand where you're coming from, Paul. And on a personal level, I actually agree with you.
But as a king, you're opposed.
Yes, for 3 reasons. First, abolishing the church would deny the king's right to rule a part without one. The people will descend into chaos and war. Would you be able to take responsibility for such a thing once it came to act? Second, recklessly discarding the church will only incite discord among the clergy and its support. And finally, a revolution of this nature will not only mean casualties among the common folk, but will endanger your own life as well.
Leaving the first two for a second, I have some serious issues with that last one. I'm glad you're concerned for my safety, but I can take care of myself.
But don't you see? The people you wish to depose are human, just as you, no matter what ingenious scheme you come up with, or how careful you try to be, they will suffer, and their vengeance will eventually find you. I know full well the guilt that accompanies such actions.
Everyone has to deal with the consequences of their decisions. If you let it rule you, Fodland never changes, and if it doesn't change, it'll just fall apart.
But not taking the time to look where you're going will only lead you to stumble and fall. If there are those who would be hurt by this, I consider it my duty to help them.
There you go, trying to save everyone again. You really are too good for me.
To be honest, I'm jealous of how you're not burdened with the same restrictions.
In the world I'm trying to create, you wouldn't be burdened by them either. No, forget that. I'm serious about what I said. And I really do admire how you want to save everyone. Honestly, if you weren't a king, I think we could have been friends.
I feel much the same. Had I joined with you, I might have been able to see a different vision for you.
Yes.
Over here. I hope you're well.
Let's see. Oh boy. Well, I'm stumped.
Oh boy.
Enough with the searching glances, Dimitri. Say what you're going to say.
I was just thinking that I find it difficult to speak with you. Even now that we have the opportunity to exchange words peacefully, too many have died for us to suddenly have meaningful heart-to-heart conversation.
Oh, that's not how I feel. Unless you mean you don't wish to speak with the tyrant you consider responsible for their death. In which case, let's just believe what we believe, accept that our paths have diverged, and see this through to the very end.
You're placing words in my mouth. Still, I suppose that does cut to the heart of the matter. I will not claim that all my choices were right, but I accept responsibility for them. I made them carefully and with full knowledge of the consequences.
And I'd like to think I can say the same. But this is unproductive. We need to get out of here.
Fair enough. But first, answer me this. Do you know what became of your mother and Selma?
My widow.
Someone told me that you would know how she met her end. Although I suspect that was nothing more than the dying ravings of a madman.
It was. I haven't seen my mother since I was a child. It would have been right before she was exiled. You would know what happened better than I.
I suppose so. Regardless, thank you for answering. Now, shall we get back to finding our way
I
out?
think I know what happened. They used Edelgard to kill her own mother.
We're trapped in this.
That was quite the tremor.
Whatever this place is, I find myself liking it less quite a moment.
Can you stand?
Yes, thank you.
Perhaps we can put our differences aside, if only for a moment. Hostilities will do us no good here.
Yes, I suppose you're right. You know, I just remembered something. From back when I was but a child, I had fallen to the ground and was met with a kind hand reaching and took it without thinking, without even looking first to see who it was. I suppose that shows you how much I've grown. Dimitri, what is it?
I have a similar memory. One of helping a little girl who had fallen in the dirt.
Knowing you, such occurrences would have been commonplace in your youth. Don't try to imply we share a memory.
No, I rarely forget an important face. Often to my own woe.
Enough. Let us end this before we both make greater fools of ourselves. We need to escape. That's our only priority. Not that the world outside will be any kinder to me than the one in here.
Edelgard,
What are you doing? You should know I won't hesitate to leave you behind.
Indeed. I'm coming. El?
I guess we shouldn't expect it.